What's up, guys, and welcome to another Tutorial Tuesday. So for today's trick, I'm going to be combining my life as a magician with my life as an English teacher. So today I'm going to be teaching you the spelling bee trick. So grab your deck of cards and let's go. Okay, so how we're going to start the trick is by having the spectator pick any card at random. This is a completely free choice. So this is going to be their card. So I'm going to lay that right here for now. So I'm going to take the deck and we're going to have the spectator put their card right on top. What I'm going to do is just cut it directly into the middle so that it's completely fair, not marking anything. So now we're going to go, and what I'm going to do is make a few random piles, just another way to shuffle. So we'll go through, make a few piles just of random numbers. In no way are these piles having to be the same amount, anything like that. Okay, so the spectator's card is in one of these piles. Now I'm not going to have them pick a pile or anything like that, but what I am going to do is pick up the cards in a different order than I laid them down. So go here, here, and then we'll slide these. Okay, so once again, the spectator's card is somewhere in the deck of cards. Now, if I go through, I should be able to predict exactly where their card is. And I'm going to say it is right here. 7 of spades. Okay, so that is not their card, but like I said, I'm an English teacher, so we're going to try to find their card one other way. Okay, so their card was the 5 of hearts, so let's try this. F-I-V-E, 5. O-F of H-E-A-R-T-S. And there's their card, the 5 of hearts. Okay, so now it's time for the tutorial. So this is a super easy trick, and like last week's tutorial, it involves zero setup. So once again, we're just gonna go through. You can have the spectator pick out any card they want. Like I said, it's a free choice. So for the tutorial, it's gonna be the 3 of diamonds. So we're gonna leave that right here. Now, just like last week, if you remember, we're gonna be doing a similar move. What we're gonna do is we need to look at this bottom card, the 7 of clubs in this case. So once again, you can do this just a real quick look. You can turn your back and look. Or another way I find that's helpful is while they're looking, I'll just shuffle the cards. Because what this does is it makes the spectator think that I'm really mixing up the cards. But in reality, I'm leaving the cards face up. So while I shuffle, when I'm done, I can see, okay, bottom card's the 7 of clubs. And then I flip it back over. They think the deck's random. But really, I have all the setup I need. I know that this is memorized. So then once again, we're going to take their card, put it right on top, and then we're going to cut it into the middle so that their card, the 3 of diamonds, is underneath the 7 of clubs. What I like to do in this trick, since I'm going to be making the piles, is I don't cut in the middle. I like to make kind of an exaggerated cut. So I go about 3/4 of the way down the deck so that then their card, the 3 of diamonds, gets placed right under our 7 of clubs, but it's closer to the top. And you'll see why in a second. So the next thing is, so their card's in the middle. You can even riffle through them like this. You can just riffle through them. You can, whatever you want to do, let them know you're not marking it. Spin it around, whatever. So now we're going to go into making the piles. And now this is why I like to cut about 3/4 the way up. So when you're making the piles, you're obviously going to be doing these face up. I normally put about maybe 8 cards in this one, and then I move on to the next pile. Now, this next pile is the important one. While you're making this pile, make sure you're not going too fast, at least as you're starting out, because you're looking for that bottom card, or in this case, the 7 of clubs. So right when you see it, you're gonna start the next pile that's gonna have their card, the 3 of diamonds. Then you're gonna just keep going. Now on this pile, it can be completely random. Normally I like to make this a little smaller, and you'll see why. Because this next pile, this is where the spelling comes in. You're going to spell their card, the 3 of diamonds. You're gonna spell out those words. Or if you want, you can spell out the spectator's name, their favorite number, whatever you want to do, but it's going to be in this next pile, right after their card. So in this case, so when I'm making the pile, I'm just mentally thinking T-H-R-E-E-O-F D-I D-A-M-O-N-D-S. And yes, it'll look like a bigger pile, but since all these are different numbers, it's just still gonna seem very random. And then we're gonna keep going, just finish off. I never wanna end with this pile, once again, to keep that flow of randomness. So keep making a pile. And then to top off, like I keep saying, the randomness, I like to take these last few cards, like I have 4 right here, and add them to different piles. Now, the only thing in this, do not add any to the pile you spelt out or it's gonna mess up your count. So now, all the cards are there. Sometimes I'll ask the spectator, did you see your card? They'll say, yeah. And I'll say, okay, well, I'm gonna pick these up in a different order so it's like I shuffled. So then I go through and I always pick them up in a different order. So you can pick up about 2 piles. Now you have, in my case, I have the first pile, the pile with their card at the bottom, and the pile that spells out their card. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pick up the pile with their card, put it down. So now the top card right now is their card, the 3 of diamonds. Take the pile that spells out their card, put it on top. So now the order of the deck goes spelling out the 3 of diamonds and then the actual card, the 3 of diamonds. And then I like to leave one more pile and I'll just put it on bottom. So everything seems random. I picked them up in a different order. I put some on top and then that last one on bottom. And then once again, sometimes I'll give it this or a riffle, just so they know, okay, I'm not marking anything. The next part isn't necessary to do when you're doing the trick. You can go straight into, okay, I'm gonna try to find your card in a different way. T-H-R-E-E, spell it out, find their card. It has a good punch, but I like to add a little bit of comedy, I guess you could say. And I like to go through and say, okay, I should be able to predict exactly where your card is. And I just riffle through, and I always go right up to like the top where I know their card isn't gonna be. And then I just flip it over as like, oh, this is your card. And then they're sitting there like, oh, I stopped him. I stumped the magician. And then you're like, no, that's not their card. Like, okay, let me try to find it one more way. Now the important thing, if you're gonna do this, don't put this on bottom, don't leave it to the side, because this is part of the spelling of their card. So just put it right back on top and say, okay, let me find it one more way. And this is where you get into the actual trick. So then you're gonna say, what was your card? Just go ahead and tell me. I always tell them, like, I already messed up. So what was your card? And so in this case, they'd be like, the 3 of diamonds. Okay, let me try one thing. And then you get to do that amazing point where you're just like, T-H-R-E-E-O-F-D-I-A-M-O-N-D-S. So this spells out 3 of diamonds. That's also why I like to do the 3 levels, to do the 3 different words. You don't have to do the of, but I just think it looks nicer. So now I can be like, okay, I just spelled out the 3 of diamonds, and then you get that big moment where you flip over their card. And then they have a huge reaction. They're like, how on earth did you just spell my card and find it? And you'll notice the layout I have right here. This is the other reason I like to do the 3, is I just think it looks nice when their card is laying just right in the middle of these tiered layers. So I'm gonna run through this real quick one more time. So go ahead, if you want, just grab your deck of cards and just try to follow along with me. So once again, you're gonna go through, have the spectator pick out any card they want. In this case, the Jack of Hearts. So we'll leave that here. You're gonna glance at the bottom, whether it's just a look. You can do what I do sometimes, is I'll spin the deck and just kind of look at it, or you can shuffle it until you see the card you need to memorize. Have them put their card on top, do a cut. Remember, about 3/4 you're gonna grab off and put on the bottom. Start making that next pile. Remember, don't make it too big because you don't wanna run into your memorized card. Go on to the second pile, looking for that memorized card. Then you're gonna go right here. Once you see the memorized card, you're gonna lay their card down on the bottom of the next pile. And just remember, okay, it's the Jack of Hearts. Now when you get to this next pile, you're gonna spell out their card. So in this case, J-A-C-K-O-F-H-E-A-R-T-S. And then finish it off with one more pile just to add to the randomness. And remember, when you get to the last few cards, you can just put them on random piles as long as it's not the one you spelt out. Then we're gonna go through, pick up the cards in a random order. Remember, I like to leave the card their card is in, the one I spelt it, in the first pile. Pick up the one that has their card in it, put it down. The one that spells out their card, put it down. And then grab the first pile you made and put it on the bottom. So now they think their card is random in the deck, but you know that the order is spelling of their card, their card. If you want, you can go through, try to find, go way up the top and say you're gonna find their card, show them, they'll think they stumped you, you didn't find their card, and then you tell them, let me try one more thing. So then you're gonna ask them what their card was, in this case we'll say the Jack of Hearts, and then you're gonna spell out their card. So JACKOFHEARTS, and then you get that big reveal where you show their card. So that is the spelling bee trick. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, give it a big thumbs up down below. Yeah, what I like about this trick is you can really just personalize it and make it your own. If you don't want to spell out the whole card name, spell out the spectator's name. Have a conversation in the middle of the trick. Spell out their favorite color, count up to their favorite number. Whatever you want to do, you can make it your own. If you haven't yet, hit the subscribe button down below. Check out my videos from last week. If you missed those, Tutorial Tuesday we did the Jack throw. Thursday I had a video of me going out and doing magic. And then Friday was just my weekly vlog. So yeah, hit the like button down below. Hit subscribe if you haven't yet, and we'll see you on Thursday. ABC.